back to U.S. Survival and Homesteading. Today I'm shooting the video that everybody's been asking for. If you don't follow my Facebook page, because I know a lot of you don't, mostly my stuff's, split up. I got my YouTube subscribers and then I got my Facebook, which is just growing intensely. Gotten over 100 plus likes in the past week. I've jumped up to over 500 followers. So I've gotten a ton of emails and messages and stuff asking about this shop, asking about what I did to it. So that's the video I'm going to do today. Shop is never done. Any man or woman that has a shop, yes, man or woman that has a shop, knows that it's never done. But that's part of the bonus process of it. So we'll get started on this. I got a new tripod for this, phone and everything, and a mount so that the video will be a little bit more stable. And let's show you what I did here. Alright, so as you can see, I built another workbench. I have two other workbenches, another one here in the garage, which is back in the corner, away from the windows. It's very dark. I don't like the lighting and everything back there. But I also needed a workbench that would stay out the way, that wouldn't be a problem or anything like that, so the car could still come in and out of here. So one of the things I did, looking up top there, sorry, I'm trying to get used to this tripod. I put in a new wood storage, and I got plans for all this. I'm going to be redoing the walls in the shop, putting in insulation and finishing it so the shop looks nicer and fresher, and I get a better light tone from it, because right now the wood in here, it's just the exposed studs and stuff, and they're from 1961, so they've turned real brown over the years and stuff, so it's kind of dark and dreary, if I could speak correctly. So I am trying to be a little more modest and moderate in this video, so I've shut down the profanity a little bit. I can't promise I'm not going to let some slip, but I wanted some people to appreciate more of what I was doing. So right here's the legs. They automatically swing down when you bring the table down. I put them on these hinges, and I just did an offset here about a ½ inch from the inside of this board. So when they do come down, they don't lock in, they don't scrape against this wood and constantly wear down. I have two separate legs on there. They were each an inch in length apart because of the slope of my garage. I didn't think it was that serious, but evidently it is. So what I got here is 3 2x12s of a hard pine, not a soft pine. So before I tried cherry wood, this isn't my first time going at this. I was trying to find out what would work best, and before I had 4 boards of cherry wood on there. But it was too heavy, and the boards weren't stored properly. They were milled out on the farm and everything, but they weren't stored properly out there. So when I got them and stuff, I tried planing them down as much as possible, but there were so many swells and rises in them that, I mean, it was just a speed bump bench, and I can't deal with it. I'm very particular on how the things have finish on them and stuff. So what I did along the bottom here, I just got a bunch of 1x running, and I got 2 screws on each one of these pieces running in between. And up here, I did leave a lip right about 2 inches, because I have a portable vise that I use to put on and take off, and stuff I use for woodworking and other stuff that I can put directly on here. It's called a Xylus. If you don't know what it is, I am going to do a video on it. So this was intentionally done to leave this little section up here. Right now I just got it held up with bungee cords, and I got an extra light sitting up here just to add some more light directly over the bench. That's another thing I'm going to be adjusting. So I'll back you up a little bit. So So right now, the bungee cords are just temporary. They just hold the bench up so the bench will stay in place. And they swing down. Sorry, I got so many projects going right now. My workshop is a mess, which was part of the reason for, doing this new bench. And then down here on the side, I just ran some dowels that go through an extra piece of 1x1 in here, which makes up the frame on the bottom. And I got a half-inch hole. These are half-inch dowels, quarter-inch, whatever. Quarter-inch dowels, and I got a hole that goes through here straight into the leg. So I waited till I got the leg flushed up and leveled till I set the pins, and then I got them just hanging from some paracord with a hole drilled in the back so that they can hang freely and lock in place when they're up. And then you just slide the pin in when they're down, and this works good for fixing different things too. That's why I left such a gap on it. So that's how I lock it into place. I do apologize about the tripod. I'm trying to adjust to it. So we'll start over here. Alright, over on this side, I got my hand sander. I took a piece of wood and ran it up the top here so it sits right underneath the handle so it doesn't rock and fall off. I also cut a channel in there so it sits down in there flushly and won't move around, won't fall out. Let me move this out the way. And right up next to it, I wanted something, different and everything on how I stored my circular saw rather than hanging it, sitting on the floor, sitting on a shelf, something like that. So I made its own stuff. And I ran I believe it was 27-degree angle, and cut a hole for where the saw blade goes in. So the saw blade just sits right down in there, sits flush, handle goes flush and flat. And over here on the side, I got extra parts, extra blades, stuff like that. And down here is where I put my bench grinder. I locked it in place. It's fastened directly to the wall. I've used it a bunch of times since. It works perfect. It's a really good fix. There's something off in the wobble on it because I don't have the right size for this, so I had to use washers to lock that wire wheel on. So it's got a little bit of vibration to it, but that's fine. I do prefer this quarter cable bench vise because it does have adjustable speed, a very large difference in adjustable speed. So I ran up some walls here, and I got this on some 3/4 birch plywood fastened directly to the wall with some 45s underneath of it. And I put some bracing around the sides, and then just ran some bolts through it. So that works out perfectly. I can keep it right there. It's out the way. Doesn't take up room on the workbench. And then up here is my hammer storage. The reason why I put it up here is, well, because I'm tall. It's another reason why I made this workbench as high as I did. So I can store all my hammers up here. I took my wood router to this piece. This is 3/4 inch birch plywood also. And I routed out a big channel on the inside of that with a 45-degree chamfer on the inside, on the top and bottom, so that I'm not lifting straight up and hitting stuff, but I actually have room to pull them in and out so they don't hit on anything. So that was definitely an added bonus. Down here I just got my drill bits, or my router bits sitting here. I am going to make something for that, so they sit up. I do want to keep the case. I just prefer it that way. Next to it I have all my screwdrivers. This wood and this and all down are just recycled pallet wood that's, I cut up, planed down, sanded, and treated with boiled linseed oil and a paste wax. So what I did was I got the board, laid it down, laid all these screwdrivers so that the thickest part up here were touching, and then I just drilled the holes at the bottom so the screwdrivers could lock down in there. Really simple process, keeps them out the way. It has my screwdrivers right there, so I'm not looking for my freaking flatheads or everything else all the time, because I seem to lose screwdrivers. Okay, and right here I have all my cold steel punches. These are my larger ones, the 12-inch, the 10-inch, and then the 6-inch. I put little stop blocks on this so I could keep the top level with them. And this protrudes out a little bit so that I could take all my pliers, needle nose, everything like that, channel locks, and just slip them on the back there. I have one of my speed squares. And then right here, I have all my woodworking chisels. These are handwork woodworking. These aren't from my lathe. I haven't put those up yet. I also have some of my mini brass wood inlay planes in here. I don't really use them for much because I have other planes, but it's a nice aesthetic. It's a nice little touch to the shop. Up here, I know you're thinking, what the fuck are the... I let a profanity slip. I'm trying. All right. I know you're thinking, why are those chisels sitting up there? They got plastic handles and stuff like that. Well, to tell you the truth, I've had these chisels for, 12, 15 years, something like that. And I have beat them up. I'm talking hitting metal and stone and everything else. And just put another little edge on it. They're good to go. And I mean, they are sharp. So, and then I got another straight edge here, square. I got some older ones here. I got my level up here, and my level sits directly on there. I have my stapler, which I just cut an insert out with the area of the handle right there so it fits snugly and stays up there out the way. And then this is one of my straight edge cutting clamps, which I don't know if I remember how it works. But anyway, I just got this little block of wood sitting up here, and I put just a small 6-degree angle on this piece of wood up here. And so that way when it goes on, slide it up, lock it into place, it stays flush with this side. We're moving. All right. So up here, I got a bunch of my clamps and everything. That's also where another cord runs off of. I got more clamps on the other side. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with that. Here's another one of my storage. This is my electric hand cleaner. So it just slides up, and let me show you down in here. So, man, this is terrible. I apologize. So anyway, yeah, I just cut channels down in there, and I traced it out on the, I traced out the sides of the planer here onto the wood so that I can just take it, and it drops down. I mean, that locks into place, so it's not going anywhere. It's great. And I'm still going to do something with the cord storage. I was thinking of maybe some carriage bolts and eye hooks, something like that. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. Like I said, this is a constant work in progress. Right here above, well, let's start with the bottom part. This is more 3/4-inch plywood. I got a lot of my storage, my screws, all my extra washers, other screws, all kinds of stuff. Just screws and nails, basically, stuff that I use frequently. More 3/4-inch plywood. And then on top of it here, it's where I store some of my smaller stuff, my rulers, safety glasses, tape measures. I have lots of tape measures. I don't know why I have so many, but I'm always losing them. So all my pencils and stuff get stored up there too. So yeah, that's the wall for now. I still got more stuff I'm doing, but we'll show you the bench here. So there's the bench. I mean, this thing is like buttery smooth, and as you can tell, the wood's, changing already because as soon as I got this thing on, like, I went straight to work, you know, because I needed a bench now. I had projects I had to get done, stuff I needed to catch up on, so I just dove straight into it. So that's the bench, and I'll show you some numbers on it. Granted, you know, if you want to build this yourself, I can give you the plans and stuff for it. Unlike other people, I'm not going to charge money for those plans, just because I like helping. So with mine, because I'm really tall and have long arms and stuff, this bench is 27 3/4 deep, but that's fine for me. I have really long arms and I can reach everything up here. But the thing I wanted most about this bench is because I got tired of other workbenches that were so small. So this one sits 43 1/2 inches off the ground. And that comes up, you know, right to my waist, so I can stand here and work instead of, you know, constantly being crunched over and having that hurting back and stuff. So that's why I did it. I attached some hinges back here. First I ran a 2x4 connected to all the studs in the back. I took another 2x4, connected it to that one to bring it out from the wall a little bit so I would have room for the tool storage on here. And then I ran 3 heavy-duty hinges on the back, going directly into the tabletop and the frame on both of them. And, you know, sealing all these, connecting them together so it goes up and down really easily. And, I mean, all you got to do is pull the pins, lift it up, and you just grab your bungee cords, which, like I say, this is just a temporary solution until I find another one on how to lock it up and out the way. So I did treat the whole bench with boiled linseed oil every day for a week, just real thin layers, letting it soak in, definitely getting on the edges because I don't want the wood splitting or warping. Then I went over it with the paste finishing wax. Let that set about 15-20 minutes. Definitely keep your door open or you'll be so yeah, I finished that out. So now it's cool. Everything slides on there real good and everything, and it protects the wood. It's not a permanent solution. The reason why I did all the screws and everything through the bottom here and nothing on the top is because this is where I'm going to do the majority of my woodworking. But I seriously have so many projects and everything that I'll be doing a lot of stuff on here, not just woodworking. But this way I won't hit any nails or screws or anything on the top, and you know, it stays smooth. My wood locks in place when I use my clamps and stuff. That was another reason for leaving this gap, so that I could just pop a clamp on there, which I still got plenty of room with these, but it's a lot easier just zip and clip. So, and then down here at the bottom, I made a shelf there. It's kind of messy right now, but basically all it is keeping some of my other stuff that I haven't made room for and stuff right now, or that I won't be hanging on the wall. It just gets it up off the floor, so you don't have that cold concrete affecting metal or anything else like that. So yeah, that's the update for now. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions about the build or anything that I did here or didn't do, or assistance, or you want some plans or anything, just let me know. I'll draft out some plans. I'll put them up. We can go by your height, find out where your waist is at, if you want it sitting, standing, anything like that. We'll find out what works best for you. So, like I said, the workshop is a never-ending process. This is just what I've done for now. I'm pretty excited about it. Definitely motivating me to get more done because my workshop is so cluttered with stuff. I mean, I'm not even gonna list anything. I got a bunch of stuff. I got welding projects and wood projects, all kinds of stuff coming up. So it's just packing it on me. So I had to get a little bit of order so that I didn't feel like dreadful when I came out here. But anyway, I hope you like the workshop. Like I said, if you got any questions or want any help with anything, just shoot me a message. We'll link up and I'll try to assist you the best I can. I appreciate you all for watching. I'm Pro with U.S. Survival and Homesteading. Hope you have a great day.